Hello, we are Team Guest UCLA. We have Michael, Kevin, Anna, Nasser, and Nathan. And we are Team Guest UCLA. How many of us have actually been on campus, but we don't know what the exact place is? And out of those who do, how many of you know actually your way around campus when you were a freshman or a transfer student? Without, we don't have an existing engaging way to explore campus, and students miss discovering these historical sites and hidden gems on our beautiful campus. Introducing Guess UCLA, which is the Bruin way to learn about UCLA campus. It's an interactive application that allows students to know a beautiful campus while actually getting points for them. And this could be used as a functionality for newcomers, for incoming transfers, just so they can get together and get to know the campus. So the application structured is structured in a three-tier application standard where we have one database that's on the cloud for MongoDB, and we have a MariaDB database for managing users. And then we have two backend services. The first one is directly linked with MariaDB, which is a structured database where we are trying to manage our users. And then on another backend application that we have is the gameplay one, where we are storing it to MongoDB. And both of them interact with the front end application, which is built on React, and they have a secure course policy to make sure that everything's there. And for the tech stack, we used React for front end, JSON Web Tokens for security, Fast API for backend, and Docker to containerize everything and make sure that we don't run into any environment issues. Then we have MariaDB and MongoDB, which are our database services, and SQL Alchemy to manage the object relational models. So about the game, we are using it to show real photos of the UCLA landmarks and test your knowledge of campus geography. You can compete in different leaderboard positions. You can play anytime, anywhere across campus, and you can also learn about some new spots. Once you do that, you'll get to improve your score with each playthrough. And I would like to now move it to Nathan, who will talk about the authentication and mechanism.
Hi, so we use JSON Web Tokens to securely transport from the front end to the back end the passwords. We hash these passwords and store them in a table called the users table. Um, in the back end we have three tables: the users, profiles, and games tables. We can query from them and put data into them. Um, we deliberately separated the users and profiles table in case we have additional security uh, features we wanted to add in the future. I'll hand it off to Michael, who will talk about the profile and leaderboard interface.
The profile interface is a very unique interface. So the way we designed it was we allow a user to click on an email, which queries the database for a user based on their email, and it shows their games played, their average score, their username, and their email. This lets users track statistics and compare statistics with other players. We have both a global leaderboard and also a leaderboard for every lobby. So for every lobby, a user can query a lobby by entering the lobby code for the lobby they want to compete with their friends in or want to compare with their friends, and they can see their score compared to other students. I will now hand it off to Karin to discuss the game page.
All right, so the game page is where the real magic happens, huh? So whenever the user comes onto the game page, they are presented with the first picture of a particular landmark on campus, and then they have a choice. They have a little map in the corner, and they have to choose a particular location on the map to guess where exactly this landmark is. What this teaches them is basically what am I looking at in terms of the landmark, and where would I find it on the map? That's like one of the most important things I had to learn when I first came onto the campus. This map is completely interactive. When you hover over it, as we will soon show you, the map increases in size. You can click on it, and then once you are done guessing, you submit your guess. You get to see where was the actual location, because that's the whole point we want to learn. After that, what our application does, it calculates the distance between your guess and the actual point, and it uses that distance to calculate a score. This score will be 0 if your guess is more than 1.5 miles away from the actual location, and it's going to be 5,000 if you got it spot on. No one ever gets it spot on. All right. And what happens to these guesses later is they dynamically update the backend databases and then they show up on the leaderboards. Now I will pass this off to Anna to talk about the version control and more.
Hi, we use GitHub for version control. We had like a few branches. So the main branch was for the ready to go code, and the intermediate branches were like the development branch and features branch or bug fix branches, where we put our code before it was approved for merging with the front with the main branch. Also, for the backend, we chose to go with MongoDB database to store locations around the campus. The reason for going with MongoDB was because of its scalability and flexibility. So we imagined our game to attract like tens of thousands of users, and also the flexibility was NoSQL database allows you for a flexible schema, which we actually used because we had to change our design a few times. For example, like one of the endpoints in our application was the front end would request a list of locations for the game, and that would go through Fast API to the back end app, which will then send the query to MongoDB, and MongoDB would return a list of all the locations for the front end. Thank you. Passing back to Karen.
All right. So now after all of this theory, at first let's talk about future improvements. Where are we going? What are we going to do with this? So first of all, what we did is on the desktop. No one's going to play this on the desktop, so we need a mobile app. Once we're done with the mobile app, we can open it up to more users. The users are going to want to submit their own photos, some challenges, right? Maybe you want to take a picture of the pavement somewhere and say, where is this pavement from? We're going to have advanced difficulty levels, and we're going to make this whole thing timed. Finally, this is perfect for integrating with UCLA events, and we will show you how. So after this presentation, I'm gonna go ahead and show you our demo. So as you can see, we already have some users in here, but let's simulate a brand new user. I come on here, I want to register, right? My name is Jim, and my email is jim@ucla.edu. I'm not a very creative person, so my password is also Jim. Let's register. Jim@ucla.edu. I'm logging in. I'm getting started. I'm presented with this profile menu, a beautiful profile menu made by Michael. So I have this leaderboard. We have two players already here, Nasir and Bob. Let's look at Nasir. Nasir's average score is a respectable 14,000, even though he's only played 2 games. He's a fast learner. Bob, on the other hand, is trash. His average score is 7,000. All right, now let's play with others. Let's see. We want to enter some lobby code. Let's make it UCLA. View the lobby. See, Bob already played in this lobby and he got 7,000. That's a pretty low score, right? Let's see if we can beat Bob. Start a lobby game. Okay, Fowler Museum. That's got to be somewhere over here, right? Nope. Okay, what is this? I have no idea. Let's guess somewhere in here. That was spot on somehow. This is up here near Royce. And as you can see, what I described earlier is true. So I see the picture. I hover over this map, it grows, and then I have a very nice way of choosing this location, and I'm pretty good at it somehow. I have no idea where this is, so let's just submit this guess. Okay, now I click on next round. There's no more rounds, but you see, I have a very high score, top 1 on the global leaderboard. All right, and that's it for our project. Come here, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop recording. I think